Good afternoon, everyone. Mary Sloan here with another episode of let's try that again. Inspirational Influencer News, people making a difference. And my guest this afternoon, Lois Koffi, is certainly someone who makes a difference. Lois has been doing what she does for some time, and she is extremely accomplished. She's a professional speaker. She's a transformational sales coach. She's a best-selling author. Yeah, I got my tongue working. Fearless entrepreneurs and Ironman Triathlete. Now you try following her around. No thanks. And she's coached thousands of people in business and healthy lifestyles for the last 22 years. She also has launched a top 20 podcast, and you can listen to it at Entrepreneurship, called Healthy and Wealthy and Wise. And that's an N in there. Healthy and Wealthy and Wise. So that's how you can look for it. And it's under the label, the class of entrepreneurship. She pivoted like many in 2020 without having an email list or podcast or tribe online, having focused on face-to-face sales for over 20 years. She is the only coach out there that has both the 12-week year certification, and if you don't know what that is, you do want to listen to our class today, because it really can make a difference in your life. And of course it shifts. Of course it does. And she also has magnetic mind certification. And this is new since Lois and I last talked. So I'm going to be all ears. But these are her superpowers to help you transform your sales career. She will help you transmute your fears into your superpowers, as well as magnetize your best clients, income, health, and more, so that it comes to you, like I like to say, automagically, which is the best way for things to show up. In 2021, she realized money didn't buy her happiness, as she was making multiple five figures in that time and felt dead inside. Her marriage was falling apart, and she realized she was a recovering workaholic who still was binge drinking and not living her best life. She came back stronger and better than ever and has true health and vitality. She's lost 30 pounds without dieting or deprivation and has catapulted her life, finding her true nature and purpose by digging deep inside herself. She's a healer of the sales community and wants to inspire you to live your best life as well. And she can help you transform your mind and your sales with her program and her story. You've just heard a snippet of the story. I think she has a lot to teach all of us. So Lois, what is the one thing that you absolutely want to make sure that our audience gets from you while they listen?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you. That was kind of a long intro. I realized, oh my gosh, I've lived so much life that was like an Ironman Triathlon introduction. So thank you. Hopefully guys are still tuned in.
However, it's worth it.
Well, I want you guys to know in my heart, like my true nature and purpose, I rediscovered this past year. I don't know if anybody can relate to this. The pandemic woke me up and got my attention and caused me to go inward. And I didn't like what I saw. In fact, it was, if I'm honest, very disheartening, very scary. And I realized that I had been stuck in such an imbalance in my brain, in my conscious mind, as well as my subconscious. You know, we've been surrounded and brainwashed, I'm just going to say it, in our society, read, think, and grow rich, say affirmations, law of attraction, all of this, fake it till you make it, be a positive Pollyanna. And I was there. I bought it, hook, line, and sinker. And I realized that's not actually human. That's not actually divine. It's not balanced. We are supposed to look at our shadow. That's why we have light. There's dark and light. We live in this polarity society. And I just got fed up with it and said, I need to find out why I'm making all this money. I'm hitting all my financial goals, but then all the other areas of my life were really, really lost. And guess what, Mary? I saw that I wasn't alone. Almost every person I got on a sales call the past 2 years, they didn't have enough money. They didn't have enough time. They were struggling with a lot of this not enoughness. And so like a scientist, like studying in the lab, I studied myself this past year and did a lot of deep dives. And that's when I found the book, You're Not Broken. Money couldn't buy you happiness. And I wanted to figure out what that was all about and realizing what the root cause of all of this is. And I'm going to wrap it up here shortly, is we've been surrounded by this problem solving structure. You're broken. You need to be fixed. You need to go on and do like 5 yo-yo diets. You need to go buy the house, the 2.2 kids, and if you don't fit that mold, there's something wrong with you. And I realized that I went down that path, and that's why I was unhappy in my marriage. That's why, even though I was making tons of money in my career, it was still coming from a set goals, be driven, fake it till you make it, never let them see you sweat. And again, I remember in my 20s when I had what I call the Midas touch. I was living my highest and best self. I was very balanced in both hemispheres. In our brain, we have a masculine and a feminine hemisphere, and each of them, not male or female, by the way, everybody has it. If you're a man, you have the feminine side. If you're a woman, you have the masculine side. It's the energy. And the masculine is the action, the goal setting, the logic, the numbers. The feminine is the nourish yourself, self-care, trust your intuition, listen to that voice within. Don't just be a people pleaser and do all things for all people. It's meant to be there to help us. However, because of a lot of reasons, but I would say mostly our structure as a society, I was so masculine dominant and I shut down my feminine side. So over the last really 8 months, I've been able to come back to center. My Midas touch is fully reinvigorated. My marriage went from, I think I'm going to get a divorce, to, oh my God, my husband is so amazing. We have so much intimacy and romance now. I can't even stand it. Just so much bliss. And miracles are happening. And I'm not working hard anymore. I'm not binge drinking, which for me was a numbing mechanism. And I see a lot of different people, whether it's Netflix, whether it's Facebook, whether it's being on their phone, whether it's, even being addicted to suffering and always, always having a problem. I've seen it all and talked to thousands of people, in the last year as well. And so I fully came full circle now and fully embodied my truth. And again, it all goes back to, you're not broken. You don't need to buy 50 courses. You have all the answers inside of you. It's just, do you have the right structure? Do you then also have the right accountability? Do you have a coach who can hold you and help you build that muscle to balance out both hemispheres of the brain? That, again, I believe is our truth. And I did a lot of this stuff through going through the Magnetic Mind certification and the community, and then of course through spiritual mentors and healers. And so that's why, just to close it out, why I now call myself a healer of the sales community, because for so long we've had it backwards. People are in it to make the money, set the goals, check off the boxes, and then they forget about this beautiful, blissful, joyful, healthy, balanced life in that path. So I want to be able to help people rebalance, recalibrate, and truly be healthy and wealthy and wise, whatever that means for them, and live their best life. So I've got my 4-step formula is reinvigorated now. I had it before, but now it's so much better, so much more healing, to guide people. Because if you're not coming from alignment and, both hemispheres of the brain, and then aligning your head with your heart mind, also known as your superconscious, you could be making a lot of poor choices and a lot of things that are actually taking you 20 steps backward. And then you gotta catch up and hopefully find yourself and come forward. And so that's a lot that I just shared. So I'm gonna take a breath. I just really want people to come from their truth so that they can be seen, be heard, and be paid what they're worth and be in alignment.
That is a lot. That is a lot. I'm going like, holy smoly. And, I think a couple of things that really resonated for me, and maybe you can say some more, is the masculine, feminine parts that's in each one of us, and how, we need to accept it, because I think my experience living in the world as a woman has been that we feel we have to be a man to get ahead, that we have to think like a man, we have to walk like a man, we have to speak like a man. And so just to be acknowledged that we can be amazing as a woman, it's sort of like, that would be a big, if the world got that, that would be a whole new world awakening. That would be fantastic.
Oh, and it's interesting. I don't know how esoteric you want me to go, but I know a lot. I have some really amazing guides and spiritual mentors. And this doesn't have to do it directly with current events because I don't want to get political, but there is a massive shift in the feminine energy of the universe. And
Well,
that's why I'm openly talking about this without with total no fear. I was scared to talk about this, quite honestly, even 90 days ago, Mary. You and I probably would have had a different conversation. But people have got to embrace the feminine energy within because there's a massive shift in the universe right now. And I believe if you embrace that feminine nurturing replenishment, self-care, intuitive, creative side of yourself with love and ease and grace, with accountability, because I didn't do it alone. I could not have accomplished what I've accomplished just recently without accountability and support. There's going to be more division. There's going to be people who, if they stay in that more masculine dominant, they're going to lean heavily on their addictions. They're not going to feel fulfilled and satisfied. And likewise, if someone's, this is why I love working with coaches and healers as my target market, because they love to create, they love the intuition, they love the arts, they love the feelings, the imaginations, but then they don't go and do their lead generation or their sales, or they don't want to look at their leads and their numbers, right? So that's the beauty of what I coach people on is I'm going to empower whichever one is weaker. We're going to slowly come into alignment. And when you have that, I'm going to call it sacred union, that feminine and masculine union within yourself, again, head and heart also, watch out, world, because here you come. That Midas touch, everything you touch turns to gold, is your birthright. Until you get there, you will struggle. You may even suffer for it. And guess what? You might even have a disease show up and say, oh, guess I got to teach you how to slow down, or an accident or something, because that is what the universe is trying to correct right now.
interesting. Well, you look out there in the world as the world leaders are gathering in various places, and there's not a lot of female energy around those meetings, and there's not a lot of female energy in the room. And the ones who are, you can almost see them trying to not be the feminine side of themselves. It's like, oh, I'm the, one of two women in the room. I better sound like a tough man.
And to be fair, if I can interject, and I just want to really, really repeat this, but it's not, let me just say this. For those of you who have ears, you will hear this. It is not about being male or female. We got to let that stuff go too, because those labels, I'm a man in this meat suit, therefore I'm entitled to whatever. Yeah, whatever. That's an illusion. And even being male or female, it doesn't really matter. It's more about inside what is driving you. And if it is imbalanced, the money, the fame, the power, the greed, because women can do that really well. I was there, right? Or if you're always creating and you're not, making money and you're broke, that doesn't serve the planet either. It really is about going within, which is what I help my clients do. It's so much more than we can even cover in 30 minutes. But I did want to mention that because a lot of times it just comes out, well, I'm a female, so therefore it's because you've got this label, this illusion of what you should be or shouldn't be, whereas we are both energies within, and that's the kind of balance that I believe I can help people recreate in themselves, because we had it when we were born. We were perfect, whole, and complete. We were like, look out, world, I'm in my birthday suit. Here I come. I am not afraid to scream, to yell, to poop, to cry, all of the things, right? But then those first 7 to 10 to 18 years, we got a lot of programming, right?
Oh, yes.
And we believed a lot of BS about, I'm broken, I need to be fixed, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, I got to be perfect in order to be successful, I'm not capable, imposter syndrome, and all of that kind of stuff. And I've coached thousands of people since the year 2000 in health and fitness and in sales training. I was a sales leader for multiple companies before going out on my own and having my own shingle back in 2019. And humanity is fascinating. I wish I would have saved all of the data, because I could write an amazing book right now. I can't give you data because I didn't keep track of all of the self-sabotage, all of the limiting beliefs. Why do you think the fitness industry is so profitable in January? And then all of a sudden people disappear. It's because of the stinking thinking, the fixing the problems, and not a truly healthy, balanced, true choice. I'm okay. I'm whole, perfect, and complete, like we were when we were born. And so if that shows up in your sales calls, if that shows up in your podcast, if that shows up in whatever your lead generation tool is, and you're not making money, it's because you're not showing up as your true, authentic, perfect, whole self. Or you might be attracting a lot of clients, but you might find, ooh, I'm not so sure I like these leads or these clients that I'm attracting. Or if you hire a virtual assistant and they're stressing you out, guess what? It's not them, it's you. Like attracts like. Look wherever you go, there you are. Look without to see what's going on within. If you're surrounded by a lot of unhappy, broke mentality people, it's because that's where you were at. And I had that all happen for me over the last 14 years. And that's what the pandemic woke me up to, because I knew something's not right here. And after seeing all of these people over the last 2 years chasing, the more masculine dominant side, I had to take a step back and question how is this, what does this mean for me? And really go within. And again, that's what I want to help people do, to live their best life, magnetize their best sales and abundance, whatever that means for them, in the simplest, most fun, most delicious. Lead generation and sales is not supposed to be hard, Mary. It's so supposed to be fun, and like you're going to a party every day and you're just inviting all your friends to your party so you can celebrate together and serve and love one another. And a lot of people, it's hard and painful and scary, and I want to eliminate that.
Well, it certainly, I mean, you hear in lots of entities, the sales contest, right? And you get awarded for the best sales and the most sales. And, you know, so, I mean, absolutely. I mean, how could that be fun given that you've got to be successful and you've got to bring in the most and you've got to be the winner and blah, blah. And, you know, instead of recognizing that sales is an opportunity to serve. Yes. And to determine if in fact, you know, you can really help that person, and, you know, do they need that help, and would they be a fit? And, you know, I mean, it's like, I know, and you know, not everybody out there is going to want to work with either of us, because I'm me, you're you, and, you know, it'll work for some people, it won't work for others. And our point, you know, my way is, you know, let's find out, and if I can help you, maybe I know the right person for you, you know. And that's why I love these JV events, is because you can also think about other partners. You know, you can really serve people by going, you know, that's not what I do, but I know Lois. Lois does sales. Like, she works, and if that's the struggle that you're having and you want to go master sales, let's send you to Lois. Let's have a talk and make sure that she's the one for you. But, you know, it's like, we're there to serve. We're not there to sell. I don't think personally.
Yeah, and I actually love the word sales. I'm glad you brought that up. That's why I still call myself a transformational sales coach, because I want to transform people's relationship, not just with fear and imbalance, which then leads to scarcity and not being in your truth and not loving your career, which creates all sorts of other problems. But I want to be able to help people really come from your heart versus your head. That's heart-centered service. That's what sales is. It's just finding a need and filling it. So if someone says they don't like the word sales, I can almost predict their income, because everything is sales. Getting married is sales. Getting out of bed in the morning is sales. It's enrolling yourself into your vision every day, something that I work with through the magnetic mind, and then enrolling other people's into those sales conversations to see if it's a possibility. And you make a great point. I love affiliate income, and I'd love to refer people to you or whoever complements what I do, because I know what I do. There's only one person on the planet that does that, and that's me. And the abundance philosophy, refer to Mary, I get a referral fee, referral income, inbox money. It's a win-win-win, because only out of every 100 people you talk to, only 3% of them are ready. So if you're not talking to at least 100 people a month consistently and probably multiple times, you're also going to be kind of struggling in the sales department as well, because you're absolutely right. Sales starts with a conversation, and that person may not even be a lead. They may not even ever be a client, but they know someone who does. And so having the confidence and the belief in yourself to stay relevant, to stay visible, to stay credible, to be seen, be heard, and paid consistently now, not this roller coaster feast or famine income that sales is also known for. 95% of businesses fail. It's mostly because they're simply not consistent and have big belief enough to stay consistent and to build a long-term lasting meaningful relationship. So that's why sales also gets a bad rep, because a lot of people, it's like a one night stand, right? They're trying to kiss you and take you home on the first date, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute, I just met you and you're trying to sucker punch me into buying or signing up for your opportunity right away. I see it all the time. And that's why, again, I call myself a transformational sales coach, because if you see someone like that, Mary, who's being pushy, oh, I'd love to have a complimentary call with them or get them inside my membership, because they need a checkup from the heart up, not the neck up, the heart up, because they've just been surrounded probably by the same people I was surrounded by for a long time, who were all masculine dominant and all about the money and the numbers.
Well, it does start with a relationship, and all conversations start with a relationship of some sort. And sales are no different in the sense that they start as a conversation. And, at the end of the day, if you're going to transform someone's life, a sale has to occur, because that, choice to work with you says, I know you can do for me what I want done. And of course, you're transforming their lives, and they should pay for that. And you have every right to expect that they will pay for that. And, it's strange in our society, but of course, we have such an attachment to money that, it's almost like people believe, well, the more you charge, the better you are, the better, so I'll get served better. And that may or may not be true, because you still got to look at the heart of the person, right? What's their purpose? What's their intent? What's their, is it a service, or is it a sale for the sake of the money,
Oh my gosh, you're preaching to the choir, and I know we're wrapping up here, but that's the other reason I needed to look into why is this happening, because I speak mostly to coaches, healers, podcasters on my sales calls, and I get a lot of people on the calls, and they said, "Oh my gosh, Lois, I wish I would have talked to you 3 months ago. I just spent 10 grand with this coach on this program, and I got zero results," because again, they were coming from the masculine dominant side, not the feminine. And when you only focus again on that logic, numbers, to-do list, all of the tactics, the strategies, you're not going to get the results. I could have predicted that for you. So 10 grand down the toilet, or 4 grand down the toilet, or buy 5 more courses that again are still focused on the imbalanced brain and not really truly being a holistic program. And most people can't afford to work with, like, say, a life coach and a business coach at the same time. And so inside of my membership, and any of your listeners that are attending, I have both, and it's valued at $5,000 a month, multiple classes a week. You get life coaching, magnetic mind coaching, sales coaching, lead generation coaching, meditation, breath work to relieve the stress and get it out of your body so you can sleep better at night and show up better in life for your family, your friends, your prospects. And it's only $197 a month, and I don't do contracts, so you're not stuck on a payment plan forever. You can quit whenever you don't see the value. And I'd love to offer any of your viewers, if they haven't already taken part of this, actually a free month. And so I'll get you that code for anybody who's listening today.
Well, even better, how can they get hold of you so that they can just go directly to you, which is even better?
You're so sweet. They can just email me, Lois at loiskoffi.com, LOIS at LOISKOFFI.com. They can also go to my website, loiskoffi.com/podcast, sign up for my email list, and find my Facebook community through that landing page and be a part of my community, my tribe, for free. And then connect to me, and I'd be happy to have a one-time complimentary strategy session, and see what I can do to help transform your mind so I can transform your sales.
Or even give them some direction. So that's fabulous. And you can see Lois's name down there. You can see how to spell it. So it's pretty easy. Just username.com/podcast if you want to get on her list and get to see her that way. Or just email her and let her know that you'd like to know more about her, because she has a heart, and she also is willing to help you make a difference by helping you close that sale. So thanks a lot for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode of Inspirational Influencer News, people making a difference. And oh, my tongue's not wanting to go the right direction today.